are you running? Why are you running?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Midwest Dungeon Delvers Charity Collabathon Extravaganza with the Fellowship of Christian Content Creators. We have a wonderful guest tonight, FedorableWill. Give a round of applause and a warm welcome.
Hey, I know that guy.
Hey, it's that guy. All right. Hey, tonight we're going to have a lot of fun and do some really crazy things. And it's all going to be improv, theater of the mind for the most part. And then the YouTube version of this stream will have more camera angles and stuff from the software that I can use with that and whatever. But it's a charity stream. What charity are we helping out this evening there, FedorableWill?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, for we are helping St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So they do a lot of work to, like help fight cancer, things like that. But they also help, it's all for the kids, right? Some of the money actually goes towards making sure they have toys and stuff. Like there's a bunch of different, imagine being a kid and not and like, you know, you're stuck in the hospital for Christmas and you're just sitting there wondering what's going to happen next, right? Like imagine not having a single toy or anything to or anything like that, right? Just it's for the kids, giving them hope and giving them fun.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, tonight, just a little bit of context to catch everyone up. In last year's Christmas one shot, the party had done some shenanigans, and Mrs. Claus was rent asunder and is no more. So let's find out exactly how we're gonna get our next Mrs. Claus. Take it away, intro guy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and elves. You know what? That's actually smart, FedorableWill. Let's wait until the raid. Let's wait until the raid for the intro. Okay, so sorry, everybody. What else? Yes. Let me go ahead and set the scene a little bit. We find ourselves in the wonderful realm of Christmas. It is, of course, the North Pole. The snow gently falls, fluttering to the ground, and we hear the sounds of various factory things, machinery in the background, as well as some hammering away and other tools being used as different toys are being fashioned here at the North Pole. We, of course, are in anticipation of a phenomenal season this year, and Santa Claus is a little downtrodden. He finds himself missing something, a certain spark to ennoble him during this time. It seems that in his memory, he's had something to fight for. And that seems to be missing this year. And why? Who would come to his aid but good old Rooples Pooples Incorporated? A simple contract given, a simple signature, and a whole TV crew busts through the doors of Santa's secret workshop, setting up different camera angles and setting up different challenge booths all over the different workshops. Santa has nothing to say. But our first guests begin to arrive as there seems to be a, oh my, it's a raid from Denali and Quimbley! Welcome in, everyone!
Wow, who would have seen this
Whoa.
coming? Wow.
Whoa! Who would have thought? Hello, everyone. As the camera crews and everything are splintering off throughout the entire Santa's workshop, our first participant arrives. Toothless Geek! Welcome in!
Oh, yeah.
I'll say, Miss Widow, would you like to describe yourself as you enter into the workshop?
Well, I am a maiden of blonde hair and fair skin. And my dress I've wove from glass.
Mm.
And just don't be staring too long, you know?
You are approached by a production assistant a PA with a clipboard who says, yes, Miss Widow? Yes?
Yes, that's me.
Okay. You're gonna be stage right. So if you could please just move over here in front of the camera and get placed. It looks like our next guest will be arriving shortly. Miss Hood? Miss Hood, are you present?
Yes.
Go ahead and describe yourself as you step forward.
Another fair-skinned maiden with dark hair and a red cloak. A little skittish around people.
Yes. You're gonna be over here next to Miss Widow, and you will hopefully get quite a bit accomplished in today's competitions. We're looking forward to great things from you.
Okay.
The production assistant moves a little past you and looks out the door and sees this rather peculiar sight. As he doesn't even ask who's approaching, he just checks off next to a certain name. As a old cottage with chicken legs begins to approach Santa's workshop. Stiltskin, could you go ahead and describe your character as she exits said cottage?
So, the first thing that anyone would think when looking at her is she's old. And I don't mean like, 60s. I mean like 600. Old lady. However, she's dressed rather a bit like a young princess going to a ball. Glittery dress, wearing heels, still wearing a big floppy witch hat. She definitely tried to look pretty. She dressed herself up as best as she could. She is not pretty. She is way too old to be considered pretty in any way, shape, or form. But she's trying to act it.
All right. Miss Yaga, please, this way. You're gonna be a little bit to the stage left, all right? And we're missing our centerpiece.
So delighted to be here, little one.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Would you like any snacks before production starts?
Oh no, I don't think you'd have anything I'd care for. Thank you, though.
Okay. Anybody else? A glass of water, a snack before production?
No, I brought my own health water, thank you.
Oh, okay. The PA marks down that everyone is A-okay, good to go, and then pokes his head out to look for the final, second to last guest. The Hollow Heiress? The Hollow Heiress?
I'm there, yes. How can I help you?
Oh, please, right this way. And of course, the star of the hour. Thank you so much for your contributions to today's production. And why don't you come stand center stage for us?
I mean, it's no one's gonna carry me over there, so I can walk fine.
We're so sorry that we didn't have carry crew, as he checks the rider of the contract.
Don't you know who I am? But fine, I'll go.
All right. It seems like I'm getting the cue. Places everyone. As the camera crew get lined up and all set to go. I would like all of you to roll a d20 for me as just a general awareness check.
12.
19.
What'd you get, Red Riding Hood?
19 as well.
Okay, 2 19s, a 12.
10.
A what?
10.
A 10. All right.
I haven't had to get my dice out in a while. Oh wait, I'm not there. Never mind.
That's okay. As you all are kind of like looking about and checking your surroundings, making sure you're on the specific like taped X's on the ground with like sharpied your names for your places, for the intros and everything, you get the sense, every one of you, except for the Hollow Heiress, your attention is more on your nails to make sure that they're, so to speak, on fleek. And then your eyes follow everyone else's gaze as they see this newly constructed kind of office that overlooks the majority of the factory. The glass to this office is tinted, yet you can see, especially the two with the 19, a silhouetted figure who is just watching over the production. So as we kind of place where everything is, you see a production assistant come up and go, "All right, everyone, quiet on set. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and elves of all sizes, welcome to the North Pole's most magical night of the year, Mrs. Claus, next in line! That's right, folks. Santa's looking for a little extra holiday cheer tonight, and 5 of the most feisty, fearsome, and fabulous, unhinged contestants will compete for the honor of becoming the next Mrs. Claus. It's tradition, it's destiny, and well, it's a little bonkers, but that's why we love it. So let's meet the contenders for the ultimate role in holiday history. First up, she traded her basket of goodies for high heels and a whole lot of sass. She's fierce, she's fashionable, and she's ready to slay more than just the big bad wolf. Give it up for Red Riding Hood! Next, straight from the shadowy depths of your darkest dreams, she's got a skeleton or two in her closet, and she'll haunt your holidays in style. Let's welcome the Hollow Heiress! Coming in hot from her enchanted forest, she's got a house made of chicken legs and a broomstick that doubles as a sports car, and absolutely zero tolerance for naughty behavior. Bow down to the queen of all witches, Baba Yaga! Now, she's not just breaking glass ceilings, she is shattering them with a vengeance, a femme fatale with a mysterious past. She'll have you wrapped up in her web. Give it up for the Glass Widow! And finally, breaking news, we had a last-minute switcheroo filling in for Mrs. Mistletoe after an unfortunate tinsel-related incident. We have a hometown favorite straight out of Santa's workshop. Give it up for Jingles the Elf! It's brains, beauty, and pure chaos. Who will slay their way to the top? who's on the naughty list, and who's got what it takes to become the next Mrs. Claus. Stick around to find out, because the Holiday Showdown starts right now. Brought to you by Rooples Pooples Incorporated. Rooples Pooples. You signed the contract, now follow the rules. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first round of the competition, and we've got ourselves a special guest who would like to ask these lovely contestants some questions. Let's go ahead and give the floor to our one and only Mr. Claus. And all of you see this curtain part, and the jolly man himself, ho ho ho, steps forward and comes up to a microphone stand, and he's got some cue cards, and he's gonna read some questions from the cue cards. Alrighty, ho ho ho, let's see here. Our first question, Bachelorette number 1. He's referring to Glass Widow on the right, stage right hand side. Going Bachelorette number 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and then 5 being Jingles the elf. Make sense? All right. Bachelorette number 1. If you were to make a snack for me, as I would to return home after a busy night of delivering presents, ho ho ho, what would you make? Glass Widow. Question was to you. Are you privy?
What would I make?
Oh, thank you, Quibbly, for the $25 dono. Let's go.
Oh my goodness!
I would make a glass spun heart to be hung upon a tree.
Not really very appetizing, but I love the sentiment. Ho ho ho! Bachelorette number 2, same question.
A hearty, meaty stew. Preferably wolf meat.
Well, you'll find plenty of lupine critters here in the North Pole. Ho ho ho! Bachelorette number 3. Were you to be in the kitchen making some delectable delights, what would you make for us after a hard day's work in the factory? Question directed to Hollow Eris.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention because I'm kind of like worried about my own thing right now. But to answer your question, I don't cook, I don't clean. Deal with that.
Wow. That sounds rather unhelpful and not heartwarming. Wow. How strange. Bachelorette number 4.
I have a couple different options for you. We could go for borscht, we could have kotosklash, we got options. I do like a good kolache. I have been cooking many, many years, young man.
Ho 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 ho. Well, a fine selection of options is always good for me. Bachelorette number 5. Wait a second.
Huh?
Jingles?
What? This podium needed cleaning. What's up?
But... Oh, I guess... If you had to cook a meal for all of the elves, what would you make?
For the... I don't know. Whatever comes out of the trash compactor.
Well, why? That's, quite resourceful indeed, Jingles.
On Tuesdays it tastes especially good. Good taco seasoning mixed in there.
Ho, 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 ho. Yes, taco seasoning in the trash compactor. Yeah.
Oh, I don't put the seasoning in myself. I just put whatever you put in.
He, like, starts pulling at the collar of his, like, suit and just goes, moving on. I guess, let's move on to the next round of questions. And he, like, moves to the next cue card that he's got. Alrighty. Well, Bachelorette number 1. We're back with you. How would you defend the, factory while I was gone in case of a Krampus invasion?
Well, I can make glass spikes sprout from the floor, so wherever he would walk, they would be not feeling good. His feet would not feel good. So, pretty easy.
Well, that sounds a little bit like some, Home Alone shenanigans? He full, like, mean mugs the camera. Like, Santa full mean mugs the camera at that. And then, Bachelorette number 2. If you had to defend the factory from an invasion of abominable snowmen, how would you defend the factory?
She reaches into her cloak, pulls out a huntsman's axe, and goes, well, we will train all of the elves to be proficient in huntsman activities.
Remind me not to get on your bad side there. Where did you keep that axe?
Underneath my cloak, all the better to hide things with.
Yes, that's so good. Bachelorette number 3. How would you defend from sinister parties trying to take my hat?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
Yes, I was.
All right, DM. So, I'm going to, before I answer that question, my character is gonna cast her spell, Vacuous Charm.
Ooh.
You can look in. I sent you a message.
Yeah. All
But
right.
it's sneak, so
Go ahead and roll your D20. And...
I did. The rolls are in the chat.
Ah.
It's a 15 for sneak and 19 for hit.
Ah. Wonderful. Yes. It seems like the production crew and the other contestants do not notice your subtle enchantments begin to waft towards Kris Kringle. Let's see if he has a chance to resist it. It's a 19. I doubt he'll resist it.
An area, so it's gonna be multiple people. It's gonna be the whole group.
Oh wow. It was really close, but I would like everyone to go ahead and roll a d20 as this pleasant scent begins to waft over all of you.
Ew.
10. I said 10. Did you get that?
I got the 10. Fedorable, was that a 2?
That was a 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah, starting off great.
Yep.
4.
A 4. Red?
16.
A what?
A 16.
All right. The entire crew, the entire contestants, everyone in the first recording area for this first section of the competition are charmed, enamored, and waiting upon bated breath for the next word to come out of the hollow Eris.
Oh, Mr. Claus, don't you think you'd want to protect me? I mean, I'm such a prize.
Why, yes, in fact. You should be protected and taken care of.
That's so wonderful to hear. Thank you. Next contestant, please.
Can I roll to clean her her stand?
100%. 100%.
18.
With the swiftest and most elegant grace that Jingles has moved with for the first time in years, you rush over to her podium and begin to clean it expertly, leaving not a single speck of dust, not a single cobweb, or any signs that this was previously used in a production of America's Got Talent.
One detail I'd like to add to that is that I don't have any disinfectant or anything on me. I'm spitting, and as I spit, I'm like, swallowed Lysol earlier.
Perfect.
My character then quickly stands up, scowls at him, and then looks next to her and says, "Sweetheart, could you please let me who's to my left and right now?"
Baba Yaga is stage left. Red Riding Hood is stage right.
I turned stage right to Red Riding Hood and I say, "Could I please get that chair?"
I hand over the chair.
And then I just with my foot scooch that other one away and then sit down on his chair, on her chair, sorry, on my Red Riding Hood's chair.
All right. Jingles, your expertly cleaned podium and chair have been swapped out.
Oh, I can clean just one too. And I'll
No.
go ahead and roll.
No, honey. No, sweetheart. Thank you.
16.
16. Oh yes, the
Can I
janitorial.
roll against it?
I'll say with the 19 charm effect, most of your powers focused on maintaining that level of control. So, the instinct of a janitor is not deterred. Especially with a 16. He's moving with purpose to make sure that everything you touch is expertly cleaned.
I just don't. I just stand up. I don't sit down.
Hollow Eris stands up, and Jingles, you could swear that there's a moment where her expression should change based off of like the emotion you are like receiving from her, but then you blink and it's almost like the features of her face have changed, but not in a natural way, in almost a painted way.
Oh, I think you got a little bit of paint on your face. I'm gonna go clean her face.
It's fine. No, thank you. All right, DM. I would like to.
Yeah, this one I'll allow you to roll and dodge face clean.
18.
You got 18?
Yep, 18 on the die.
All right, what'd
9.
you get? 9. Jingles, as you leap up to try and get the little sprattle of paint that you see, the Hollow Eris deftly, elegantly just sidesteps, and you are hit in the face with kind of this like almost gold-like dust that seems to trail after her. And
DM, can I use my bonus action to pull out my Mirror of Vanity?
sure, you
I pull out my Mirror of Vanity and point it at him, and so that all he sees is everything wrong with him.
Oh no.
Makes him just go inward and cower in fear of his inadequacy.
Oh no. Jingles, roll to maintain self-esteem.
15.
15. Jingles, you see every flaw, every wrinkle, every mole, every freckle. But then you think to yourself, even though these are quote-unquote imperfections, I've earned each of these milestone marks in my life.
Not happening. I flip it and put it back away to where nobody sees. So very like boop boop, like the kind
Jingles.
What?
You take pride in who you are.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you, Jingles. Stay strong. Stay strong, brother.
Oh.
But if you guys can't guess my character, it's kind of a total. I haven't figured it out yet.
I was hoping drinking that Lysol will cleanse my soul.
My character
Santa grabs his cue cards and like does that like tack on his podium. Well now, let's move on. Bachelorette number 4. If you had to defend this facility from any ne'er-do-wells or people on the naughty list trying to put themselves on the nice list, how would you defend our lovely abode?
Depends, some are good, some are not. If they are good, then I will merely give them a warning. If they are not good, Baba will make sure there will be no problems in the future.
Ominous and mysterious. Nice. Jingles,
Yes, sir.
how do you defend this place from ne'er-do-wells and intruders?
Where? I get my broom out and in one hand and bleach spray in another.
Yes. you get those items out and look wildly all about. The camera zooms in on this wild gnome brandishing weapons and bleach spray.
Have you ever had bleach spray in your eyes?
No, but that sounds quite painful there, Jingles. Do you speak?
I was asking the intruder. Where's the intruder?
Oh. This was a hypothetical, Jingles.
Oh. I see. They already died from hypothetical. Gotcha.
It's all the time where I'm from.
All right. You guys wrap up that line of questions, and a light on one of the cameras comes on, and then a production assistant walks out and goes, "All right, everyone. That was great. We're currently in commercial break. Everyone take 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes break, and then we'll be back. 3 minutes break, and then we'll be back." And starts moving off to the different rooms to start setting up new challenges. While the production assistants are out and about and doing other things, Santa turns and walks back through the curtains to backstage. What would you all like to do?
Are we still enchanted?
It's like a basic charm of just like, if the Hollow Heiress talks, it's a "oh, I want to listen" type enchantment.
When I'm talking, I have to be talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. If she's quiet and kind of back, it's you don't come to per se where you're fully aware that you've been charmed, but you are enough yourself and your faculties that you are free to move about.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's just literally when I talk to you, you think that I'm everything you could ever want. Super weird. I'm sorry. It's being a guy saying that. And then the other part of it is, like, I always have a mask on, like, just in general for outwardly. So you're not gonna know anything unless, like, you'll figure it out. Anyway.
Alrighty. Red Riding Hood, Baba Yaga, you guys got anything?
I'll ask some of the production assistants for like maybe a chair because I'm super old and a snack.
Okay. One of them like rushes out this like folding chair and like pops it open real fast. It is rickety. It is like not secondhand. It is fourth hand used. And like rushes out this like hastily grabbed cup of water and like a granola bar.
Little one, I thank you for your kindness for this old woman, but I do not have many teeth.
Oh.
So
I
do not think granola. Do you have something softer?
Well, I tell you what, let me see if I can find anything in the kitchen back there that's a little softer. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Thank you, dearie.
And they rush off into the kitchen to procure a little baked good that would be perhaps a bit softer.
I am going to subtly reinforce the chair magically and then sit down on it.
All right. You bring out the true essence of chair.
I then is Santa Claus back there?
He's currently behind the curtains backstage.
Okay. And so the only people in the room are there contestants, or is there production or anybody else in there?
There's a few production assistants kind of scurrying about. The camera crew have like left for a quick smoke break or something, and the like host of the show is currently like sitting down off to the side, like sipping out of a giant mug.
Okay. I then go over to the host, and I start talking to the host, and then I say, you know, you really should favor me and make sure that Santa Claus knows that he should favor me.
Well, Madame, we are trying to have a fair competition, of course, but as one of our primary benefactors, of course you have priority in questions, and
I then cast sneakily illusion, and I'll send you that one right now, Boston.
you're going to sneakily do an illusion caster.
Well, it's called illusion. It's called vain illusion. Or vain desirable illusion. What it is.
Okay. Desirable illusion.
So, long story short, I'll send you to what it is.
While that is okay,
So I did that. So sneak is a 12, 16 for vain desirable illusion.
all right. The individual looks upon you and says, "Well, of course, I am more than
thank you
happy
so much,
to."
sweetheart. Thank you so much. And without even letting him finish talking, she goes back and kind of just stands there and goes, like, just posing basically, as if someone had a camera on her.
Oh yeah. Red Riding Hood. Anything before the next?
Red would just sit on the edge. As long as there's no anthropomorphized individuals, she would just sit on the edge of the platform and start whetstoning her axe.
Oh
Like
my
giving it, the 100 brushes.
Yeah.
I really, really hope she. Never mind.
Has my snack been brought out yet?
It is at this point. Yo, Donna's with the $10 to St. Jude. Woo!
Can't see who's supposed to be thrown at. Does it say on your end?
No, it doesn't. That's fine. I'll snowball to everyone. Whack! 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 Everyone gets a snowball.
Baba Yaga jerks as a snowball smacks her in the face out of nowhere and starts looking around suspiciously.
Oh, Eris, turns her head as quickly as possible. Keep it off her hair.
I would like to roll to vacuum up all the snow off of the people.
Go for it.
All right, 19.
Oh, no.
Before the snow can fully like sink in and get a grip on them or like wet their clothes a little, you instantly are like with like a handheld vacuum and just like and get all the moisture and snow cleaned up before.
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
I might test the
dearie.
filter on that vacuum.
Thank you, dearie. There are
Whenever
bad children
whenever Jingles
around.
gets next to me, I'm gonna release some pheromone to be contested against the vacuum and its spread.
Okay, so roll a d20 against I believe it. What was your
19, baby. 19.
It was a 19.
Yeah, it was a 19. So go ahead and roll there, Glass Widow.
It's a 16.
16. Yeah, you aren't able to like shoot your pheromone kind of dusting into the vacuum. It's like Jingles is too quick with it. By the time you are like initializing your ability for that, Jingles has already moved on to the next person to clean.
Okay.
Just waiting for my snack.
Uh,
Baba
you-
is starting to get a little
you
testy.
you see production assistants and everything like come back into place. The host has finished like preparing himself. Santa has walked back out, and at this point the production assistant rushes out with a small plate of a single square of brownie.
Okay. Baba's gonna sniff it, but then use this as an excuse to sort of sniff the area, see if she catches any unusual scents.
Oh, of course. What'd you get?
That would be a 16.
I will say Baba Yaga, especially because of how in tune you are with magics and different shenanigans that could be going around. Sure, the other contestants may be fairer than you, but none of them are wiser than you. So you start picking up the trails that magic has been used, but more than that, you get the sense Rooples Pooples is about. The whole factory reeks of his nastiness.
That's Russian. I smell him.
Is at this point the director goes, "All right, everyone, quiet on set. Here we go. 3,
Baba
2,
stands back up.
1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that commercial break. We're here with our second round in Mrs. Claus Next in Line. In our next competition, we're going to be having a obstacle course to see whether or not these lovely contestants have what it takes to keep pace with old Saint Nick. And you see the that would have been funny. You see the stage shifts, almost like a like rolling stage. Oh, that's hilarious. And the next section that stops in front of the cameras is this toy production line where you see various toys in disrepair. The tools for each toy are next to each disrepaired thing. So like screwdriver and bolts and different things to fix like an action figure, a like glue stick to fix like a wooden horse leg, or you know, different things at each station, right? And the host says, all right, we're going to go one at a time to see who can have the quickest time. First, let's set the pace with old Kris Kringle. And you watch as Santa walks over to the like starting line, and you see it, this like toy makeshift like toy assembly line kind of goes in an S. So like you would have to go down one row, turn right, work on like 3 to 4 more toys, turn right, you know, work on some more. Like it kind of snakes through this stage setup, right? You watch as old Santa steps forward, cracks his knuckles, stretches out, rolls his shoulders, and then he rolls up his sleeves. Say when! And instead of anyone saying anything, the sound of a gunshot goes off. Santa, not knowing anything, rushes through and begins working on the toys very quickly. With expert, skilled craftsmanship, he repairs the toys and everything. Total of 22 seconds on the clock when he is done. It takes him 22 seconds to fix about 16 separate toys. 22 seconds. Santa turns to the rest of you and says, all right, who's up next? Who would like to go first?
My character walks up to Santa using the opportunity because he asked a question, and goes, but Santa, darling, wouldn't you just be able to do it for me? So why do I need to show you what I can do when you have so many elves and everything to help me?
Roll a d20 for persuading.
That's a nat 20.
He looks at you, and as you're speaking, he's still kind of like lost in that enchantment that you had placed on him, and so he just says, "Why, Yes, that does make sense. You would be busy with other things than toy making.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Santa baby. And walks back and goes back to just being the piece of crap she is.
All right. Who's next?
I might be old, but I have some skill.
Baba Yaga shuffles on up to the starting line.
She walks up, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a little matchbook and starts unfolding it. And it unfolds into like a pretty sturdy table, about the size of a decent card table, but made out of wood. She takes out a handkerchief and unfolds it into a kerchief that unfolds into a tablecloth and flips it over the table and says, "Table be set." And an array of enchantment tools appear on the table with some basic reagents and stuff. Nothing that you could use to make a thing by itself, but a bunch of little tools and pieces. And then she stretches and pops as well. Only there is a lot of popping. Like, so much popping. Like, not a pop for every joint, but a pop for every bone, and maybe twice for some bones.
Oh my.
And then she sets to work using the enchantment tools to put together a couple of self-moving tools and then start moving down the table using them to fix the toys.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 for your toy repair run.
That's a 9.
A 9. You have made a big show of it. I imagine that while you are setting up the table, you see production assistants like making notes and like running them over to the director, and the director kind of like nodding and stuff. For the audience, the notes are saying stuff like, here would be a perfect like interview opportunity where we superimpose footage and audio of interviewing Baba Yaga over her setting up the table to keep the audience interested while this is happening. So like they're getting invested with the show of it, and then you start repairing the toys. It takes you 39 seconds to repair the same amount of toys that Santa Claus did. So it takes you longer than he did, and you made a bigger show of using your tools. So at the end of it, you see the director look at every one of the production assistants that like ran him over those notes. He balls up all of those paper notes and chucks each of those paper balls at those production assistants.
Oh dear, these old bones just don't move like they used to.
And then Baba Yaga comes back to her place.
That is very, very slow, Lady Hobble.
Yeah. Who is next on the production line challenge? Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
The Glass Widow walks forward. Are you going to do anything special beforehand, or just try and repair the toys?
So how many toys do we have set up?
So there's a total of 16 toys set up in various stages of disrepair.
All right. When you're ready.
All right. On your mark, get set. and a gunshot goes off.
As soon as I hear the shot, I pull up all my crystalline structures, and I submit them to my will, and they all bend, and so they construct all 16 toys at the same time.
Roll your d20.
17.
All right. As you focus in on each of those toys, and you will them back to whole, complete forms again. It takes you about 15 seconds to get it all done. It took Santa 22, Baba Yaga 30 in the 30s, and then for you, it's it's like 17 seconds.
All right.
You as you focus in, it's like each one of the toys lock together, so they all come together at one moment, but the focusing out your ability to each separate one takes that amount of time.
All right.
So there's a good like 10 seconds where the Glass Widow is just standing there in the middle of all of these disrepaired toys doing nothing. And then out of nowhere, the toys just click into place. Claps start from various production assistants. Ho ho ho! Most impressive, Miss Widow.
Oh, thank you. I curtsy at Santa, making eye contact. And how close to Santa am I?
Santa has moved back over to kind of his question podium station, so he's roughly 15-20 feet from you.
All right. On my way out, I'm gonna do like a spiral out from the center, and then I'm gonna waft my pheromone as I pass in front of Santa and head back to my area.
All right. You catch a camera following your like spin curtsy move as you make your way over towards Santa. Go ahead and roll a d20 for pheromone.
That's a 9.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
So you are so concerned with focusing your ability that your foot doesn't catch quite right on the end of your twirl. So what was once a graceful like spin turns into like a somewhat graceful spin, and then kind of a hard rickety landing, straightening out, and then walking away.
Classic.
Yep. I believe we only have a couple of contestants left. Miss Hood?
Just looks over at Jingles and go ahead.
You see Jingles emptying out his vacuum into a trash can, and this vacuum, it's a handheld vacuum, but there's a lot of it's clown car style. There's a lot of stuff coming out of it, just a like waterfall of dust and debris, some Legos. You see a raccoon drop out of it at some point, you swear. Like a live one. And he just looks over, is like, huh, what?
Red just gestures over to the table of toys that need to be fixed.
Oh, actually, you hear like almost like a shotgun click as he puts the vacuum back into its place, and he just walks up and starts vacuuming everything on the table.
All the toys, all the parts, all the tools.
Yep, 11.
They all get vacuumed in. And then, for some reason, he's able to open the vacuum, and then each of the toys somehow got put together in his vacuum. However, it does take this process quite a while. Yeah, it's a full minute and 5 seconds by the time all the toys have been shot back out of the vacuum in one place in their corresponding sections.
Perfect.
At the end of it, the camera zooms in on Jingles' face for like a one-liner moment.
It's all clean now. Was that it? Was that what needed to be cleaned?
And the camera comes back away and then focuses to everything. Phenomenal work, Jingles. I see that you are quite the craftsman.
Oh no, that was vacuuming.
I believe we only have one final contestant for this particular game.
Red finishes her 100th stroke of the whetstone, puts the rock in her pocket, gets up and goes, okay. Do I have any prep time like the other contestants?
Yeah. I would say as you approach the starting line of the challenge, what would you like to do or add? Or
I point with my axe to like half a dozen or so, like do a wide arc of elves. Get ready to do your job. You got 10 seconds to finish it. Otherwise, what a big axe to keep you motivated with.
Roll a d20.
We got a 13.
What a big axe to keep them motivated with. You actually tie with Santa's time of 22 seconds.
Whenever it's all done and it's not faster, just
all the elves look horrified at you.
Muster up all the strength possible with a one-handed swing, just smash it into the table.
Smack! The axe rings into the table. And all those elves that were part of the not necessarily willing participation in that begin to scatter and run through various parts of the facility.
dislodge my axe, walk back over to my podium, and kind of pout and sit down.
All right.
I go to clean.
Yep. Jingles rushes over, cleans up all the splinters, makes the the table look brand new.
11 to clean.
11 to clean. That axe split in the table is gonna take a little bit, and you pull out a full like thing of epoxy to fill the gap now made.
Perfect.
As you are like sprawled out on the table and like focusing and like pouring in the epoxy, a camera crew has like followed you, and it has like a really cool angle of you pouring the epoxy in, and then the camera zooms back out, goes over to the host, and the host is like, well, that was all for the second round of competition. Tune in right after this commercial break, and be sure to take care of all your bathroom needs during this commercial break. Don't want to miss any of the festivities for round 3. And cut. And instantly the host goes, ugh, and like walks over to his corner.
Classic.
The heiress gets a weird feeling that something in the area does not feel like she is the most valuable, amazing person in the world, and that she is not the center of attention. And thusly, she would like to do a perception check to see if there's anything in the area that doesn't view her as the most precious and important thing.
Of course. Roll a d20 to gain insight as to everyone else's mood.
4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you are like focusing on Jingles first to kind of get a read, he lets out a loud, obnoxious fart that kind of echoes throughout the entire facility.
You just trusted to think about it.
Sorry, I was making more epoxy.
All right. Elma, and she doesn't say this out loud, but she goes, "Oh my God, never mind," and then walks away from the smell. Back to area.
I would like everyone to go ahead, except for the heiress, because you tried to empathy. Everyone make an awareness check. Just roll a d20.
5.
No.
Also 5.
That was a really good fart, Jingles. It felt great, and the epoxy is coming swell. Red, that was a respectable fart. You've heard crazy farts out there in the woods.
Yes. Yes.
I rolled a 20.
Baba Yaga.
Oh, not the heiress.
You become keenly aware that the silhouetted figure that was once kind of overseeing the production in like whatever office on the second floor, the silhouette is no longer there.
Do I get a feeling I recognize the silhouette given what I smelled earlier?
Oh, 100%. You instantly know that office housed the despicable, the despisable Ruples Pooples.
Worthless son of a Russian and a dog. Which is a Russian?
you you say that, and the production crew begin to prep the third area of the challenge competition thing. Several other production assistants are rushing out to see if any of the contestants need any water, any snacks, anything else. You have approximately one action before the next section. So what would everyone like to do?
I'm wrestling with the raccoon to try to get it back in the vacuum.
I'm gonna eat the brownie. Well, after I test it to make sure it's okay, of course.
It is a fine brownie and quite soft, warm.
I'm gonna activate my power, Sovereign of Reflections. So all reflective services are now gonna be of me.
Every single mirror, every single glass, every surface now becomes imposed with your visage. Go ahead and roll a d20.
15.
Ooh.
All right. Baba Yaga, as you go to wash down a bite of brownie with a swig of water, you bring the glass up to your lip, and you notice the visage of the Glass Widow looking directly at you.
Disgusting. How
I
ugly.
then, do I notice it?
Yeah. I would say at this point it becomes pretty noticeable.
And so I look at it and I go, oh my God. And then I take my mirror and I walk over in like a sly way where no one can see that I picked up the mirror except her. And I hold the mirror up, my mirror of vanity. I hold it up to her so she sees it. The one that forces others to see only their flaws, feelings of inadequacy, and all that other stuff.
So
and I drop it back down.
Roll your d20.
17.
17. The Widow. Roll a d20 for self-esteem.
16.
You are pretty confident in your abilities. You're pretty confident in your status, and you are pretty confident in your beauty. However, there's something in the mirror that you see. Just for a split second. And it's enough that you question whether or not your image should be all of those places at once. It's so close, I'm gonna let you decide whether or not you drop it or you keep it there. It's just that you are aware that there's flaws.
Nobody else can see them. So yeah, I keep it there.
Alright. You keep it there.
And then as I'm walking away, I look at her, you're one lucky bitch, and I walk away.
I heavy lace my hair with pheromone and I like flip it at her.
Do I get to roll on that boss man?
I don't think there needs to be rolls. I think this like cattiness just gets carried over into the next round of the competition.
I rolled a 5 for the raccoon wrangling, by the way.
Oh, you rolled a 5. The raccoon has wrestled your vacuum from you, and as the production assistants are trying to get everyone like wrangled up into their place, Jingles is nowhere to be seen. And you just hear off in the distance Jingles like getting after a raccoon like down the hall somewhere. Oh, places, everyone. Somebody get Jingles. I don't care if there's a raccoon with his vacuum. Get him in place.
What? No, I need my vacuum. Give me my vacuum back.
Yeah. The production assistants will be getting it during the next competition. You'll have it back.
I don't trust them. They don't know what I've been going through with that vacuum.
They get Jingles into place. The production team get back into place. The host takes another big swig out of his giant mug before. And 3, 2, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mrs. Claus Next in Line! Our third and perhaps final competition round begins shortly. Here, we will see who can stack as many presents within this sack and then carry the sack to the sleigh and get it ready for heading out for Christmas. Santa, could you please demonstrate how it's done? Santa approaches this pile of presents as the stage turns the third and final rotation. There is this giant pile of presents that have been wrapped. There is a giant, like, red sack for all the toys to fall into. And he squats down in front of one of the presents and gets ready. And the production goes, "All right, on your mark, get set." And a gunshot goes off. And the Santa really quickly begins to chuck as many of these presents into the sack as he can until the entire pile is gone. Then he tightens up the drawstring at the top of the sack, throws it over his shoulder, and walks towards the doorway out towards the back of the factory where his sleigh is waiting. He puts one boot in front of the other as the weight of the sack weighs down upon him, and he gets a 15, makes it, and throws it into the sleigh. Let me see how long that took him. Total of 46 seconds. And then he comes back, wipes off the sweat off of his brow, and he says, "All right, this third and final competition is to see who will be of most help to me during the final moments leading up to the final charge as we exit the North Pole and begin delivering these wonderful gifts to all the boys and girls of the world. So, let's see who has the nimble fingers and the back strength to carry such a heavy burden.
The Hollow Heiress once again takes the opportunity to walk over to the very illustrious Santa Claus, and she doubles down on her vacuous charm. Gonna be a 16, and but she focuses it solely on Santa Claus.
All right.
And then she kind of like does something mildly inappropriate, pulling down to expose a little bit more, not all, but just enough feminine wilds, and then looks over and says, "Do I really need to do that when you get all of this when you get back?" From giving all those boys and those kids and boys those toys.
Well, mayhaps, you should rest a while and, not trouble yourself with such a task. He says he is full under the charm.
And then she walks over and flicks his whisker, like his mustache a little bit, and says, "Thank you, Santa baby," and walks away.
As you begin to walk away, the production crew counts 3, 2, the gunshot goes off, and the bullet hits the heiress square in the head and she drops.
And that's it for the heiress, baby.
The entire contestants, the production crew, the cameras all turn, and standing there holding the gun is this individual with kind of tattered skin, leathery, kind of greenish complexion, and he just... Enough of this enchantment stuff. A little too much mind games for Rupel's Poople's taste.
So once the heiress is dead, all you see is her crown crumble into ash. Her face turns and she's got this giant nose. Everything looks the same except her nose is this long. And you realize that she is a hollow husk of a human being obsessed with being the center of attention. Everything that you didn't realize was happening with her, you realize it, and you're just disgusted and see her as the disgusting Jezebel that she was.
Did Rupel's Pooples say too many mind games? Is new for me.
Oh, Baba Yaga, how lovely to see you here in my realm.
Indeed, it has been too long since we last had dinner together, Rupels. I seem to remember something about some rumors that were started afterward. But is in the past.
I have no idea what you're talking about there, Baba Yaga. The children tasted so sweet.
As this
Yeah.
is happening, I would like to put the heiress's body as well as the presents into the present bag.
I love it. Roll a d20.
Baba gnashes her teeth and slams a cane on the ground. As if I would serve something so uninteresting and flavorless as children. No meat on those bones. I have not ever eaten children or even adults, frankly speaking. And
7.
you dare spread such rumors about me? My hospitality was legendary. Now I am a laughing stock. But like I said, he's in the past.
Jingles.
Rooples Pooples is humanoid, right? It's not
Yeah, he's humanoid.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a lizard or anything like that. He looks
I
human.
was just making sure, not animalkin.
Yeah. And Jingles, you with your 7 begin to like pull the body into the gift sack, and then all the gifts start coming in there, but it's a little too heavy for you to move by yourself.
Ah, yes, fair. I go find the raccoon to help me.
Yes. I say it takes you a couple of minutes, but you find the raccoon, and you and the raccoon come back and begin to like slowly push the sack towards the sleigh.
I was wanting to push it towards the trash compactor.
I mean, that too. That actually works even better. That works even better. You begin to push it towards the trash compactor. You see as Rooples Pooples puts the gun away, and he goes, "All right, do not worry. The editors will take care of it in post-production. Let's roll back 5. Take it from the announcement of the 3rd competition. Yes? All right, people. Do not forget. You signed the contract. Follow the rules." And then he leaves and heads back upstairs to the office.
Baba Yaga gnashes her teeth and makes a very intriguing, archaic gesture behind Roople's back as he leaves.
Rooples Pooples goes to the 2nd floor, and as soon as the silhouette has appeared again in that like office space on the 2nd floor, the production crew set back to 1. They get everything cleaned up with Jingles' help, and the raccoons pushing the trash into the trash compactor. You see Santa just kind of pale-faced, a little distraught at the things that have occurred, and he just goes, "What? Why? Why, Rooples? Why is it like this? It doesn't make any sense to me. I know I had something to fight for, and now it doesn't make any sense. What to do? And a production assistant walks over and hands him a plate of milk and cookies and says, "Sit down, shut up, and look pretty." he just goes and nods his head slowly, and it just takes his plate of cookies and his glass of milk and sits down. The director goes, "All right, everyone, we're back in 3, 2, 1." The host just, like, full on has dropped the persona at this point and just goes, "Yeah, it's the third round of the competition, and, well, one of them's eliminated. Who's next?" As the presents and the sack are set back up for that, competition again.
Oh, why are you putting more trash there? Gosh darn it, making my job harder. I go and start picking up more of the presents that I'm perceiving as trash.
As you get set up at the like line for that, you hear them go, "All right, on the count of 3, 2, 1," and the gun goes off again, but no one drops. And the timer starts.
Oh, good. I thought that sound was going to mean I needed to get more heavy trash out. Oh, boy.
Hefty.
Trash is definitely the word.
You go ahead and roll a d20. See how quickly you can clean out this
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You make Santa look like a joke, Jingles. Like, you make him look absolutely silly, and in fact, you make kind of your past self, who wasn't able to move the trash by himself, and needed the raccoon's help. You kind of make him look a little silly, because you expertly shove all of the gifts into the sack, tighten up the drawstring, throw it over your shoulder, not lifting it off the ground, just dragging it along the floor, but sheer strength, no rips or anything in the sack. Instead of heading towards the sleigh, though, where are you heading with it?
Oh, I'm heading straight to the trash compactor, just mumbling about, like, there's a lot easier when there's no big old body things in here. Gosh darn it.
You slide over to the trash compactor, you lower the opening, and you swing the sack of presents down into the trash compactor. You shut the lid, wipe the dust off of your hands, and come back to your position.
Now don't go making my job harder again.
He did that in 5 seconds. Like, the camera has to do slow-mo to watch frame by frame how speedily Jingles cleaned up after that. Oh my goodness. The production crew just kind of like are slapping, like, you know, they're palming their face. They're just like, "Oh my gosh, he brought it to the trash compactor. He didn't take it to the thing. Oh my goodness." Whereas the director from behind the chair just gives you like this slow nod, and then gives the like motion for everyone to keep rolling. And you see out of the corner of your eye as the production crew begin to pile up more garbage gifts for the next round.
Oh yeah, I as they're putting them down, like each person they put down, I just pick back up and put in my bag.
the directors like keep rolling. One of the production assistants like comes over and whispers like, "Hey, like this is actually starting to like get in the way of like other people's like rounds. Like what should we do?" The director grabs the production assistant by the scruff of the shirt and goes, "Whose set is this?" And like shoves him back.
Who shoved who?
The director shoved one of the production assistants.
Oh, I'm gonna. We're still on commercial break, right?
No,
Oh.
it is rolling.
Okay.
The current round is to see who can
Right.
like move presents to the sleigh quick enough. But right now, Jingles is eliminating all the potential gifts for the competition because he's just so quick with it.
Well, then I'll go next, I guess. After following that, what else can go happen?
Oh, this is ongoing. You'd have to come up and interrupt all this.
Yeah, he is making it to where the cast, the production, like nothing is able to move on because they're trying to set up the next challenge for the next challenger, but Jingles is just so caught up in making it clean.
Okay, well, I guess this is gonna be my third failed pheromone, but it's supposed to reverberate in like closed chambers or courts, like we would be in like a court, you know.
Yeah.
So do with that as you will, but it's another fail to pheromone power.
Another fail to pheromone power. What did you roll
No.
on the dice?
5.
Oh no. The Glass Widow is trying so hard to like release pheromone stuff.
Cold in here. I can't get it working.
More like fail of one. Nice one, Quibbly. Oh, that's so good. Oh. You you release the energy, the power. You see several of the like production assistants fall under the spell and are entranced, but the person you're targeting isn't affected in the slightest. And Jingles, you expertly shove a present into the sack, and as a person is going to set down a present onto the ground, you snatch it out of their hand and toss it into the thing. You are now starting to outpace the people who are giving gifts.
Perfect.
Red.
What are you doing making my job harder? Stop that. Stop it.
Each production assistant comes up, and I'm picturing Jingles getting more and more hostile, so different production assistants come up with the gifts.
Hey. And like it starts to get to the point where like I'm getting closer and closer to where the source of these gifts are, because like I'm just like, you know, I'm starting to come up on them as they're coming my way.
The director snaps his fingers at one of the camera crew and is like, "Go follow him! Follow him!" and one of the camera crews like follows you into the back room where the people are like setting up the gifts to like tie the bow on the gift wrapper and like toss it to go get set on the thing. You full smack one of the gifts down to the ground, like spiking a dunk attempt in basketball. You just spike it to the ground. Just stop that.
Exactly. $5 donut, Snowball and Red.
Snowball! No! Oh no! Snowball! Everybody get whoop pop! Whoop pop! Whoop pop! Whoop pop! Whoop pop!
Yeah. What? Oh, +1? Wait, what else was redeemed? Oh, a Snowball for Red, and then there's also eggnog. I think also for Red. It doesn't say who the eggnog.
Bam!
Is for.
Another Snowball hits Red, and a production assistant, after seeing Red get smacked in the face with a snowball, rushes up with a cup of eggnog.
As the production assistant runs up with the eggnog and the snowball and everything, the cowl is low, and you can just kind of hear Red doing like a little bit of a sob.
Oh no! No!
As she's just staring where the hollow princess was laying.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! More trauma for Red.
Baba Yaga is not amused.
Oh no!
Red does not take the eggnog. She just kind of sits there, blankly staring and like quietly sobbing.
Oh no! The host looks at the director and is like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And the director's like, "Cut back to the commercial. Just go back to the commercial. Just do the commercial thing. Just go back. Just go back to the commercial. Whatever." And the host is just, "Okay, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back as soon as Jingles gets his gift blocking out of his system. Jingles!" And he like rushes off camera to go into the room. The other camera picks up the host as he walks into the room. Jingles, describe for me how the room looks now that you've had like 2 minutes by yourself back here with a camera crew just watching you go ham on these people.
Well, I'm not really going after the people itself. I like the table has now been picked clean of everything. And all of their tools have also been put into the bag at this point, which is just bloated to no end.
And absolutely bloated sack. One of the production assistants accidentally like tripped and fell into the sack, and out of fear let out a fart that reverberated through the sack. But you have put a stop to the shenanigans that would make your job harder to clean.
Perfect. I start not knowing that there's a person in there. I start bringing the bringing the bag towards the compactor.
You hear one of the production assistants go,
emotional damage.
Okay, Jingles, all well and fun, but my buddy's in that sack. You don't need to put that in the trash. Jingles.
Oh, what?
And he like rushes over and he grabs his production assistant friend out of the sack and like goes, "Make sure there's nothing living in there before you put it in the trash compactor."
As soon as we go on break, I want to keep my eye on the director.
break has like been called in the main set area.
Uh-huh.
And so the director is kind of like fanning himself with the script and like sits back in his director's chair, is like fanning himself, and he just goes, "Can someone give me a cup of hot cocoa? This is ridiculous."
I watch for whoever's bringing him a cup of hot cocoa.
The hot cocoa.
Go ahead.
No, I just remembered last year.
Yeah. Hot cocoa. Yep.
Anyway.
Glass Widow, you eventually see a production assistant begin to bring out a steaming cup of hot cocoa towards the director.
As soon as I see that, I'm gonna slink my way over to that and intercept it.
Okay. The production assistant kind of like looks at you and goes, "Oh, so sorry. I'm not really supposed to talk to the cast, so can
yeah,
I get around?"
That's fine. Then I'll just grab that, and I just
No, that's
grab
not
it out of his hands, and I
What?
just take it over to the assistant.
Oh,
I take it over to the director.
go ahead and roll a d20 to take the hot cocoa.
16.
16. You snatch it rather quickly from the production assistant's hand, and you walk over with the hot cocoa towards the director.
All right. I'm going to go over to the director and hand the cup to him. And as I hand the cup to him, I brush his finger with my hand, and I cast Fractured Reality.
Okay. You trying to send him through the Doctor Strange kaleidoscope trip right now?
Yeah. Precisely.
Okay. Roll a d20.
18.
You see the director says, "Thank you very much," and then his face goes
As
blank.
soon as he starts to scream, I drop the glass and let it shatter on the floor.
The glass shatters on the floor.
And as soon as the glass shatters, I release him from the fractured reality. And I whisper, "Try not to be a bully." And I walk back to my podium.
Jingles is already at the feet, brushing up the glass.
From the other room, as you push the thing into the trash compactor, you heard shatter. And like the bat signal calling to Batman, Jingles knew what must be done.
Trash needs me.
Rushes over, begins sweeping up all the glass and loose bits. Baba Yaga.
You almost trip over him, like because he's on the ground at this point as you head out.
Baba Yaga, is there anything that you would like to do during this commercial break?
No. Except for, I did want to note that I forgot one thing about the horns. They do a Disney princess.
Ah. Lovely.
That's important for what happens next.
The repeat again? What does the Disney princess?
The horns.
The horns.
My horns.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But no, Baba's basically just watching everything. She's enjoying the show. She's here for the show. So everything that's happening is everything she wants.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, you see the production assistants kind of like get everything set back up, and the director calls for everyone to get back into places, and then he just goes, okay, look, before we go back live, I'm calling an audible, all right? So the final competition was supposed to be gift wrapping and, sleigh packing, but Jingles over here wants us to not make a mess of the facility anymore. So we're gonna go outside for a impromptu snowman building competition. Everyone cool with that? Everyone good with that? Jingles
is already outside, but though for a separate mission. He's just trying to hunt down that raccoon.
Oh, I love it. roll your d20 to find raccoon.
11.
It will take you quite a while, but you will find the raccoon and probably be back in time to attempt to make a snowman if you desire. Everyone else will be like, they'll have their bottom snowball already formed by the time you get back.
I'm gonna go stand by the trash compactor.
Okay, you go stand by the trash compactor.
And I want to activate my crystalline resilience. Or no, my glass weaving.
Okay.
And I'm going to use it to pull the ashen remains of the crown out of the
Hollow
trash.
Eris. Hollow Eris. It's the Hollow Eris.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to talk about.
So you pull the ashen remains of the crown from the Hollow Eris back?
Yes.
Okay. It's like maybe a quarter circle of tiara. It's rusted.
All right.
He shouldn't have done that.
I was able to scrape together some complete pieces, or like some metallic remain of it.
There's like a quarter circle of tiara remaining.
Okay. So my existence is tied to the tiara. So that means that I crawl out of the dumpster, the trash compactor,
Ew.
because no one turned it on. But I am a gross shell of what I was when I went in.
Pleasant. That's pleasant imagery in my brain right now.
Like I'm not like a zombie, but I'm wearing like a sackcloth dress. I am not the I'm not visually appealing visage of perfection. I am like a peasant girl who's been working in the fields for years, and I look like I have tans, like I'm tanned. I'm technically sort of like attractive in like that I've had 3 or 4 beers and why not, but I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not the perfection that I once was. And the only thing remaining, so the tiara shoots and connects to that little bit of tiara, that rusted piece is just right here, And the only thing intact is my mirror because it's the only thing that I had that was not something I created. It was something that was given to me. So I have my tiara, not my tiara, I have the mirror, and I don't have the powers I had before. I only have the mirror.
Okay. So you are crawling out of the dumpster, having this like crawling out almost like The Ring, like crawling out of the screen type scene, but with the dumpster. And I'm gonna step away from that in my brain.
Let's go!
Woo!
And when I come out, I am visually distraught.
Cutting back to outside with the snowman building competition. Dono hype! Big dono hype! Oh my goodness, we hit the goal, everyone. Big celebrations. Alright.
Thanks, Mom.
You come outside, and so at this point, Red, Baba Yaga are the only two in the competition who have like followed instructions and begun building their snowman, if that's what you guys are doing.
Red's still in like pure shock.
Yeah, I pull out
Red's
my
retreat.
horn.
Yeah, Red's retreated into herself.
Oh no. No.
The flashbacks be real.
Oh no.
She just hears the helicopter and Fortunate Son playing.
Oh no. No. We get like a camera pan past Red Riding Hood. We just hear the grandma just being like, "The better to see you with, my dear." Just in the background. Baba Yaga, I guess that would be you. Are you the only one who like followed instructions to walk outside?
Yes. Yes. So I'll do that, but I don't actually start building a snowman. Instead, I blow on a big horn that I've got, and like all of these carrion birds just come swooping in, and they start making it for me.
So like a pack of vultures swoop in, some crows, and a
Crows,
few
ravens, hawks, pretty much anything that's a bird but not a nice bird.
Yeah. So all of these like dark feathered creatures that have no business being this far north in the oh my goodness, another $12 from Anonymous. Thank you so much to help St. Jude. Thank you.
Oh, and that had some snowballs with it. 5 snowballs to Yaga and 1 to Baba.
Oh.
Wait, what? Wait, that's
So yep, all 6 going to Baba Yaga. Wha-bam!
Yeah.
Wha-bam!
So,
Wha-bam! 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 Wha-bam!
So Baba blows her horn, and the birds swoop in. They start building a snowman, and she's sort of cackling to herself and doing an old lady thing and just standing there watching. And then, like, 6 snowballs come out of nowhere and hit her. And the first one, she takes it in the face, and she's got that look of, okay, who did that? With the eyes closed, you know?
Yeah.
And she opens her eyes, and she opens her mouth, and that's when the second one hits. And then the third and the fourth, and then by the time the 6th She is standing there with her hands slowly clenching, unclenching, like, I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Everything's okay. And she looks around. And I am actually going to roll a check to see
Okay.
if I can find where the snowballs are coming from.
All right.
I rolled a 5.
While Baba Yaga is doing that, I'm gonna take Santa by the hand and lead him outside.
I mean, Santa was already outside.
Oh.
Like, I want to be clear. The Glass Widow, the Heiress, Red, are the only ones inside right now.
Oh.
Everyone else walked outside.
Well then, yeah.
The heiress, realizing that she's not the center of attention, runs full speed, still extremely distraught, and screams, "What?" and runs outside.
Into the frigid cold. Hi, Bessie Fox. Welcome in. You run into the frigid cold. The Glass Widow, you walk outside.
Baba Yaga, having caught her breath, reaches into her coat and pulls out 2 more horns and blows both of them. No, wait, I rolled a 5, so I didn't see anything, right?
Yeah.
She blows both of them, and an absolute horde of rats and mice come pouring out from the North Pole, and they all start working together to create not a snowman, like the snow colossus, right?
Understood.
Just absolutely gigantic, and it's not designed to be terrifying, but on the other hand, it's not happy either.
Mm-hmm. So you make a Titan out of snow.
Mm-hmm.
With all these woodland creatures. Go ahead and roll a d20 for Titan construction.
17.
17. This colossus of ice and snow, in its finished state, looks as if it could smash the top spire of the factory.
Baba turns to one of the production staff. Dearie, it's cold out here and my bones are old. Would you please get me a chair? And I'm going to intimidate.
Yeah, roll for intimidation.
Ho ho! That is a natural 20.
Yeah, they rolled a 14, so against the nat 20, they look at you. The second you say, "Could you get me a chair?" they're gone. It's almost like, "Could you get me?" and they're starting to walk away, and they hear the directive "chair," and they're full gone. You,
Well, devils disappeared fast.
Yep. Miss Widow, you walk outside and see this colossal tower of ice and snow that looks as if, for a split second, you can swear you see the fists clenching and unclenching, like Baba Yaga a split second ago.
So I am going to make an exact replica of Frosty the Snowman.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Okay. You make an exact replica of
All right.
Frosty.
Yep.
Roll a d20. What'd you get?
It's a 2.
The intent
Oh, dear.
is behind there, and you craft something with the visage of a snow person.
Well, that's close.
Do you do anything special?
Well, I think it needs to look more like him, but this will be okay. I'm going to. I could use my glass weaving to make it kind of like sway and dance a little bit.
Okay, so you begin to like give it a semblance of mobility.
Yes.
Okay. I'm Chili the Snowboy. No, you make it dance a little bit, and you see the production crew like capturing this moment, but a lot of the cameras are getting multiple angles of Baba Yaga's Colossus.
This is not cool.
Red, are you still catatonic inside?
Well, with the heiress running by, I'm gonna see if I spot the heiress.
Okay.
I do not, which leads Red down a darker path.
So Red, you feel distraught. You've witnessed someone meet their untimely end before you yet again. And there's something inside you that's like screaming out like, I refuse this. I deny this. It's at that moment where you feel a hand on your shoulder, Red. And you turn and you see Rupel's Pooples. And he says, "Now, child, I see you have a lot of darkness and hatred in your heart. Would you like a proper place to direct said energy, lest it consume you, girl?"
What does Rupel's look like in the face as Red looks at him?
So, he very much looks like a human whose skin is like so dried and cracked and sickly green that it's almost passable for scales, but it's humanoid.
But it kind of looks as though somebody's wearing like a skin suit, essentially.
Yeah.
Pretending to be something they're not.
Yeah.
Red's past colors the next decision, which is she agrees to this with raising the axe and swinging it at Ruples. Saying how she's going to get the heiress out of him.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Go ahead and roll. Roll a d20.
Oh no. Oh, that's a 15.
You swing the axe with all your might, and it finds purchase in the chest of one Ruples Pooples, who slowly looks down at the axe, slowly looks back up at you, slowly looks back down at the axe, looks back at you, smiles, and says, "I think we found our next Mrs. Claus." He snaps his fingers, and Red falls asleep. The doors to Santa's workshop shut magically. The production crew are outside. The rest of the contestants are outside. Santa is outside the workshop. Santa looks at the doors that just slammed shut, looks at the director. The director shrugs his shoulders. The host goes, turns to the camera. "Ladies and gentlemen, it seems as if, we've been locked out of the filming location. Perhaps we'll have to return next year?" What was our contract again, director? The camera crew, like, full on at this point, like, separate their cameras from their like, steadying, stuff, and it's a bunch of shaky cam as everyone is, like, scrambling to try and, figure out what's going on, and, the director finally just goes, "I should have read the contract better. I'm sorry, everyone. It's a wrap. Close up shop. Find your way home. It's done. That's a wrap."
All right, I say, hey, but director, what about me?
What about you?
Well, you remember what happened earlier, right?
Yeah, I do.
You would want me to win, right?
I don't make the rules. Ruples Pooples does, and it's very clear that he's made the decision.
Well, maybe you should go after him.
Did you sign the contract?
Well, I mean,
We all signed the contract to be here, except Jingles, who is already here.
Yeah, well, so you see Jingles at this point. He is on a some kind, like, imagine if if one of those rideable tractor lawnmowers and a snowblower had a child, and he's just like trying to clear all the sidewalks and stuff. And at this point, he passes by all y'all, and a bunch of snow gets tossed onto each of y'all, including on Ruples.
Well, Ruples is in the factory still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was outside.
Red
Okay.
and Ruples are in the factory. The rest of everyone's
Okay.
outside.
Okay, just on everyone that's outside then.
Gotcha. So everyone gets buried in like 6 feet of snow.
Basically.
So this sets the heiress over the edge. She was already distraught and losing it. This is her over the edge. She cannot believe that someone had the audacity to put snow on her. So she just goes into a frenzy and climbs her way out. And then runs over to Santa Claus and says, "But I should be the winner. Don't you think I'm beautiful? Don't you think I'm amazing?" And then gets close to him and her giant nose hits Santa in the forehead.
Ouch! Oh, away, you ugly peasant! And he like shoves her away.
And she goes, and frantically, just losing her mind, takes her. Go, buddy.
Takes her mirror.
Sorry about that. And then takes her mirror, smashes it, and takes it out and slices her nose. And then runs over and says, "Don't you think I'm beautiful? Don't you think I'm... Look at me!" And Santa says...
Santa, at this point, throws down a snow globe at her feet, which opens a portal and sucks her into it.
She goes into the portal, she goes, "I don't you think..."
And the heiress is gone. Santa just wipes the sweat off of his brow and goes, "That was... Maybe there's a reason I'm single."
Baba Yaga's done. This globe of fire pops up around her. Right. Not very powerful, but enough to melt her out as she's standing there holding a broom. And she looks incensed and done, and she realizes that the competition's already over. So she whistles, and her hut comes stomping up, and the door opens. And she climbs into the door, and she casts a spell. First on the... what was it? Colby the Snowboy or whatever?
Chili the Snowboy?
Billy the Snowboy, and then flicks her hand at her snow colossus. And Chili merges with the colossus, and then I am going to summon a hat for the colossus.
Was Chili since Chili's a bit smaller, was Chili impacted by my snow blowing?
100%. 100% Chili was impacted. But with the magic of Baba Yaga, she whisks Chili out of the snowdrift, places him on top of the Colossus, gives him a hat.
Not just any hat. A very, very particular hat.
At this point, Chili's eyes start blinking at the top of the Colossus, but the lungs of the Colossus are what intake the air, and you just hear this loud booming Colossus go, "Happy New Year!"
So I summon Jack's hat, throw it on top, and leave.
Yep. Baba Yaga's hut begins to stomp ever forward into the distance. What how do the others leave?
Oh.
Except for Jingles. Jingles, how are you getting back in?
Well, firstly, do I perceive this as a well? I perceive this as either being a mess or about to make a potential mess. So I'm waiting to see what happens to decide if I need to. I got my snowblower still on hand
Yeah.
for whatever's about to happen.
Yeah. The snow colossus just begins to like slowly meander into the wild wastes of the North Pole. Away from the factory. Away from Christmas Town.
Oh, it's not making a mess around my turf. That's fine.
You think DM's gonna get rid of Snow Colossus he can use next year? Give me a break. I'm definitely using that. What? You have gifted me a Colossus for next year. Yes.
Not just any Colossus.
I mean, do I just have keys? Can I just go up and unlock the door?
You attempt to use your keys on the door, but the door remains locked.
Oh, wrong key. I just keep trying. I am convinced that I have the right key, and I'm just going to keep going through every single one of my like 24 keys over and over again, and not remember that I've already tried this key, and that's just going to be the loop for the rest of this.
I love it. I love it. So as Jingles is in this infinite loop of key trying, Baba Yaga has left. The heiress has been portaled out. The production crew, defeated, are like walking away towards Christmas Town to try and find rides home. And you see like one of the crew like run up to the director and just go, I have so many notes for the editing. I cannot wait to get started. As soon as we get in, I'm gonna add all this in post-production, these effects. Oh my goodness, when Baba Yaga made her thing, we could do a whole segment. We can cut together some dialogue. It's gonna look fantastic. The director grabs him by the scruff of the shirt and just goes, read the contract! and tosses him down and like walks away. It's at this point that the production assistant editor pulls out his like notes of the script, and then he like flips through his folder of stuff and he finally finds the contract. Ruples Pooples Incorporated. All parties hereby agree. As soon as Mrs. Claus is found, the property will be vacated, and all assets are hereby under the control of Ruples Pooples. And it's like a copy, so it shows like everybody's signature. All of the cast, all of the crew have signed this, except for Jingles. Miss Thistle, or Miss Mistletoe, the original contestant, has her signature on there, but Jingles does not. I guess the only other person needing to make their exit right now is the Glass Widow. How does the Glass Widow leave.
I'm gonna cover myself in a veil of infinite shards. And then anybody who touches me will get their fingers removed. Because this is ridiculous. I can't believe I even wasted my time with this competition like this. This is fruitless. Like nothing became of this. It was all one-sided. It was rigged.
Rigged from the beginning.
A single crystal shoots out from the Glass Widow's eye and stabs into the wall as she exits the room.
All of a sudden, a trio of women not walk, but just kind of appear. Not really a portal, just kind of show up, like poof. And it is the Hollow Heiress, and her sisters, the Vain Baroness and her other sister, the Princess of Vanity. And they're looking around and they're like, who won? Why didn't anybody win? She should have won. Oh my god. And they're just talking and sounding obnoxious, like cackling hens.
So as that occurs,
and they're not doing anything else, arguing with each other.
So as that occurs, Santa casts Time Stop. He pulls out his candy cane gun and he pops all three of them.
Yeah. I love it.
All three of them are reduced to candy cane and sugar crystals in the snow of the North Pole, and that is the end of them. Jingles goes, nah, that's not right, as he flips through another key, and the camera zooms out from Jingles as he just keeps trying key after key after key after key. And that's where we end tonight's session! Oh my gosh!
Woo! I'm dancing, but you guys can't see me.
Oh, that was insane! And bonkers and crazy, like all the Christmas one-shots are. So, thank you.
That was actually...
Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you all so much for your donations and hitting the goal, you crazy lads and lasses!
Yes, let's go.
Look at all of you! Y'all are legends.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And with that, we've also unlocked a subsequent stream that we're going to be doing after the conclusion of this one. So stick around for the raid whenever we're done here, and we'll be doing community games.
Yes! All the community games. All the things. Oh my goodness. Ah! Who's hosting that one? Who am I rating?
That'll be me. I'm spinning that up. So just do whatever.
All right. Yeah. Hey, I ask this question every time I run a session, just because I like to get feedback from my players and the community. So hey, what was good? What was bad? What needs improvement? Go.
Frankly, I enjoyed this session. I love your Christmas one-shots, even if we crash Christmas Town pretty much every time. Frankly speaking, I think this year was probably one of the calmer years, all things considered.
I will say this was one of the more tame ones, yes.
Yeah, but it was good. I found the whole simplistic system rather interesting. The only real problem I have with the Christmas one-shots is I kind of feel like, they're a little short, but then that's also kind of part of what's going on here. So it's not really surprising. Yeah. And I think it was good. Just wish there was more of it.
Having unfortunately not been able to participate in the Christmas one-shot in a couple years, I have to say I had fun. It was enjoyable. The open and very very simplistic gameplay was great. I liked it, especially for just a one shot. I liked how quickly and well the DM kept dispatching the Hollow Heiress. It made me very happy. I know we talked about you ganking her from the beginning because I was like, ain't nobody need none of this Jezebelian crapola in here, and it was great. I had a lot of fun with that. I think everyone's characters were really neat. I liked your agility in this one. It was one of the more tame ones because I know I've been in the few in the past. They were wild. But I will say your agility and your ability to kind of handle the rando was great this time, and I appreciate you putting it on and being part of it.
What were these previous ones like? Because this one was pretty chaotic.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
buddy.
let me just say that one of the previous Christmas one-shots entailed a invasion into the workshop because the elves were like, oh no, Krampus took over the workshop and we can't do anything to make Christmas happen. And so the party was like, hey, we'll go do that. They break in. All the elves inside the factory had like started striking, and they were like, we don't want to work this year. And they chewed their candy canes into spears and started attacking the party.
And of course, last year we lost Santa Claus.
Well, Mrs. Claus.
Wife, yeah, Santa Claus's wife, Mrs. Claus. And then there was that elf who got turned into hot cocoa and drunk.
The very first one, Krampus invaded Christmas Town, and that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then there was the one where Krakar kept chasing down and eating the elves.
There was that. A giant crocodile man did run around and eat elves one year.
I don't think we've given Mrs. Claus's death like enough due.
I'll say that. You know what?
Well,
I wasn't there for Mr. Claus's death, but I feel like we're a little too calm about it.
Okay. Let me just say that Mrs. Claus's death as a beholder was 2 years in the making, okay? It was one of those things where it was like, you guys failed the previous year to do like the big thing of like retrieving the star, and so Santa had to make a deal with Rupel's Pooples to get the star back for the tree of Christmas Town, right? And so the deal made was he'd get the star back, but something would happen to one of the people in the factory. He didn't know what was going to happen, and he didn't know who. Rupel's Pooples turned Mrs. Claus into a beholder. Everyone in the factory was aware that the beholder is Mrs. Claus. They kept her around. No one was like, get out of here, you monster. They were just like, how unfortunate, Mrs. Claus is now a beholder. Let's try and fix that. The party comes in that next year, and one of the party members proceeds to see the beholder and then cast deletion code.
Before anyone else saw the beholder.
Or even thought to think or ask or anything. Just instant one-shot the beholder, and then the elves start shouting out, Mrs. Claus, no.
Yep. And then of course the year before that was Jack. No, sorry, Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper stole Santa's hat, making him Santa Claus.
And yeah, he did not last long in that role.
No.
I will say it is super throwing me off to see the little the Hollow Heiress figure keep talking while I talk instead of my normal bearded long-haired fellow. So that was it's throwing me off, but I really like the graphics she used this time. I think they were spot on in my opinion.
Well, wonderful. I enjoyed some of the art as well. But more importantly, I'm still flabbergasted. Y'all hit the goal. during
Oh, yeah.
this stream.
Successful stream.
You
Successful
absolute,
stream.
you absolute psychos. You absolute madmen. You absolute
Right.
legends, you.
It's awesome.
Y'all, that warms my heart so much that you donated this year and we hit our goal. That, it makes me feel like I helped do something good in the world. All right.
And we actually raised more than we did last year, because I think last year we raised only like 105 or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys, absolute legends. Absolute legends.
162 as our total. Thank you everyone so much for that.
You. What a blessing.
Yeah.
What an absolute blessing. Anybody else? What was good? What was bad? What needs improvement?
Just another brief comment that I think I loved the eggnog, loved the snowballs. That was really great. Little element of chaos slash audience participation. I'd like to see more of that if we can do that moving forward. You know, as many times as we have people show up, just the opportunity for something random roll, random spell, monster, whatever. That was great.
All right. I will endeavor to see how we can add more viewer participation in future sessions going forward.
Again, to be fair, I play a troll as my main character, and that's for a reason. So maybe mitigate my suggestion, but
oh boy.
I feel like the snowball and the eggnog, they're very quick, non-invasive ones, right? We just throw the snowball, have a quick reaction, and it doesn't completely derail the entire campaign.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could do the same thing with like pebbles and a I don't know, like a cup of cider or something, right?
Well, I've definitely, back when we were running the Six Sword Saga, I had that one redeem where people could summon a random student that would just appear and ask Professor Ardrew something about crafting, but no one used it. But, that was during the Six Sword Saga, and that was a while ago.
That has been some moons.
It has been many a moon since I hosted the Six Sword Saga. And I just want to say a quick shout out and thank you to Corn's Demon, who played Red Riding Hood tonight, taking kind of a backseat tonight. He's been hosting and running our Fair Before the Foul TTRPG every Thursday at 6:30 to 8:30. So just a big shout out to him. Thank you so much for participating in this, and number one, just giving me a break from DMing, because I'd been DMing for like 8 years, so I needed a break, and I appreciate you so much for giving me that break. And you are not going to be stuck as the forever DM for long.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Take your time, enjoy, relax, recharge the old battery.
I definitely got a taste for it again tonight, and I'm looking forward to my next little thing that I'm cooking up. It's going to be great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Back up. Let him cook.
It's on fleek. What are some more new lingo?
Oh, please stop.
Yeah, let's not go woke.
Skibbity Riz.
No, not Skibbity Riz.
Like
No.
several seats and Skibbity Riz is on point.
No.
That fit is that fit is Riz. There we go.
I am the embodiment of cringe.
Cringe. Oh, that's one too, though. They
Oh my
stinking kids.
goodness. All right, all right,
Get
all
off my
right.
lawn.
Either way, one way or the other, let me just go through everybody. Give a quick shout out, a plug. What you got going on in your life? Let's start over there on stage right, which would be good old Glass Widow.
I am Shota Ninja. I was playing Glass Widow tonight. I have just been learning a bunch of stuff recently. So
On that learning track.
oh yeah.
Corns Demon, what you got going on in your life?
Corn's Demon, normal DM for Thursdays. Finished my short story. It's 20 pages long. Me and Madam Wolfie G33 is getting a little baby along the way.
Woo
So,
woo!
just being busy.
Rats.
That's right. That's right. Stu Bear, Hollow
First off,
Eris, what you got
just
going
wanna
on in
say-
your life?
I had no clue, Corn's Demon, and I'll be giving you a phone call here very soon. So there's that. And I am so pumped. Anyways, hello, I am Stubears over 9000. I'm not a regular participant, unfortunately. Got a lot going on outside of this space. Hopefully soon that kind of clears up in the next, hopefully, year or so. Currently just working on learning a lot of new stuff. And I'm currently working on building my new rig here. Well, not new, definitely an old rig, but trying to build it up so that I can be more involved in everything that we're doing. But thank you. I just want to say again, thank you for having me, and it was awesome.
Wonderful, wonderful. Stiltskin, the storyteller, aka Baba Yaga. What you got going on in your life?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted there. Yeah, still the storyteller here, Baba Yaga. I've also played Arg the Troll, Warhammer Fist, rest in peace, and quite a few others. Honestly speaking, a lot. Life is life, but I'm looking at maybe getting an actual book published, so I hope on that. And still working on writing my own world that hopefully I'll be able to introduce maybe one of these nights. It's not as crazy as any of the worlds that we've been playing in so far, but if you gotta go to the bonus level, you have to be sure to bring plenty of food and water, or you will die in less than 3 hours, so it'll be fun.
And finally, our wonderful guest star tonight, FedorableWill, playing the wonderful Jingles the Elf. What you got going on in your life?
Oh yes, I am FedorableWill, and I have a Twitch channel that I guess we're about to raid into, so you'll learn a bit about me there as well. But though I do Nintendo games over there, as well as my own tabletop RPG, where known as Super Smash Quest, where actually our lovely GM here appears as a character over yonder. That is our weekly campaign. Then I also have monthly one-shots where chat gets to control reality, called Chaos Table. So those happen once a month at various dates.
Woo woo! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to the Charity Collabathon here with the FedorableWill and the Fellowship of Christian Content Creators. And thank you once again for taking the time to stop by Midwest Dungeon Delvers, enjoy the Christmas shenanigans and the one-shot that we had tonight. And for the hey, I'm going to play that wacky intro that I worked so hard on one last time as we raid out to good old FedorableWill. Thank you again once and for all. You were an absolute blessing to have here on the channel, and I hope all of you were just as blessed. Say bye, everyone!
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and elves of all sizes, welcome to the North Pole's most magical night of the year, Mrs. Claus, next in line! That's right, folks. Santa's looking for a little extra holiday cheer tonight, and 5 of the most feisty, fearsome, and fabulous, unhinged contestants will compete for the honor of becoming the next Mrs. Claus. It's tradition, it's destiny, and well, it's a little bonkers, but that's why we love it. So let's meet the contenders for the ultimate role in holiday history. First up, she traded her basket of goodies for high heels and a whole lot of sass. She's fierce, she's fashionable, and she's ready to slay more than just the big bad wolf. Give it up for Red Riding Hood! Next, straight from the shadowy depths of your darkest dreams, she's got a skeleton or two in her closet, and she'll haunt your holidays in style. Let's welcome the Hollow Heiress! Coming in hot from her enchanted forest, she's got a house made of chicken legs and a broomstick that doubles as a sports car, and absolutely zero tolerance for naughty behavior. Bow down to the queen of all witches, Baba Yaga! Now, she's not just breaking glass ceilings, she is shattering them with a vengeance, a femme fatale with a mysterious past. She'll have you wrapped up in her web. Give it up for the Glass Widow! And finally, breaking news, we had a last-minute switcheroo filling in for Mrs. Mistletoe after an unfortunate tinsel-related incident. We have a hometown favorite straight out of Santa's workshop. Give it up for Jingles the Elf! It's brains, beauty, and pure chaos. Who will slay their way to the top? Who's on the naughty list? And who's got what it takes to become the next